This life on earth is kind of like a game or a class for the soul to mature. And only once the soul has matured and evolved enough in the play of earth, now you are ready to transcend. But until then, you will reincarnate endlessly on earth again and again and again until you get it. And there are some people, when they learn this phenomenon, they start to get bitter about it. They start to blame God. They start to look for an easy way out. So, is there an easy way out of this earth game? To answer this question, I will have to take you back all the way in time when you were a soul and you decided to come on earth. There is a great guru called Prabhupada who explained in his words, and I might not say in the same word as he did, he explained that as a soul, when you decided to take on this birth on earth in order to grow, to evolve, to transcend, to have a new adventure, God told you, are you sure? Because the earth game is really hard. Once you get into the earth class, you cannot come back until you succeed. And what makes it so hard is that you will forget totally everything. You won't remember your true identity as the soul. You will not even remember the purpose of your birth. You will forget that you are one with me, that you and I, you and God are one, and you will have to remember. Not only remember, but you will even have to embody truth as much as you can in your daily life, even around all the chaos. And you know what? The entire matrix, the entire system will be working its best to keep you asleep, to do all they can so that you never grow spiritually. And somehow you said, yeah, I still want to go. So God went on again, are you sure it's really not gonna be easy? But you still wanted to go, so he allowed you to go. Kind of like if you had a child and he wanted to play in the park in the high model, he could possibly fall down and hurt himself, but you know that the kid has to learn by himself. So at some point you just say, okay, go for it. And if he hurt himself in the way, if it's challenging, whatever it is, well, he's gonna learn. So the reason that I just shared this old story of your life before you came on earth, it is for you to understand that it was fully your choice only. Because when you understand that it was your choice, you can no longer blame God at all. It becomes totally senseless to do so. There is in fact no one to blame. If you decided to come, it is because you know that you have the power and the strength to succeed in the earth game. So is there an easy way out? In a way, yes, there is, because the two greatest keys are Kriya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Both of them can be somewhat challenging, but they are not that hard either. So this is the easy way out. It's not so easy, it's not so hard, but there is no way to cheat yourself out of it. You cannot just think, oh, I'm gonna transcend, but you don't do any sadhana, you don't do inner work, you do nothing at all, you don't even deserve to transcend, you don't master your mind, you have no focus, you're never present, you're always triggered by this and that, you are lost in the illusion of life, you are never centering yourself in the core. If this is the case, you have not matured as a soul. You are not ready to transcend the earth game and go to a higher density, a higher realm. And Kriya Yoga is simply the science of elevating your energy by using ancient yogic practices. Because the more that you bring pranic energy, the more that you elevate your energy, the more that your consciousness naturally expands. And as your consciousness naturally expands, you naturally begin to embody truth more. Your actions start to show what you truly know, what you truly understand. Because when you go ahead and you just say, yeah, I know it, to every spiritual saying, but you don't apply it, you don't know it, you're just cheating yourself. You have to be honest. So this is the science of Kriya Yoga, and it works, it always works, it's so powerful. All that you have to do is the right practices on a daily basis, and you will grow, you will evolve, just like a plant. If you give it water, sunlight, soil, and the air that it requires, it's going to bloom, definitely. And how long, you don't know, but as long as you give it what it requires, it is ensured to grow and to bloom. And the same applies for you and your nutrient or your spiritual sadhana, meditation, pranayama, yoga, asanas, kriyas, all of this. And the second key that I mentioned is Bhakti Yoga. This means to cultivate love for God, to cultivate a relationship with God. But the thing is, most people in 2025, in this modern era, they fail at being Bhakti Yogi. Because to be a real Bhakti Yogi beyond pretending, you have to totally lose your mind. You are constantly in ecstasy, thinking only about God. You give your entire life to God. You're no more lost in the nonsense of the society. Most people goes on living even in temple to do it. It's not a must, but in general, most people fail to be only Bhakti Yogi because it's an intense emotional path. And a real Bhakti Yogi who is always thinking of God is not thinking of anything else. One who is always thinking of God, seeing God in everything, is pretty much always an elevated emotion. So this can give you an idea of the kind of discipline that it takes. And the good news about Kriya Yoga is that you can do it in the same time of doing Bhakti Yoga. And even though you won't be a perfect Bhakti Yogi, because you will do Kriya Yoga, together they will complement themselves and create the energy that you require to grow and to transcend. So no, there is no exactly easy way out as a cheat. There is simply some two paths that are the most efficient of all to bring you there in the most easy way. Beyond this, there is kind of a cheat code, but the cheat code usually don't work much if you don't have any self-mastery. This cheat code is when the moment of death happens, what you think about will determine what happened with you after this life. Will you reincarnate back on earth as a man, as a woman, what kind of challenges you have to experience, and what kind of family you will be? Or will you transcend and just get to a higher density in 5D, 6D, etc.? Or will you go directly back to Godhead because you transcended everything? What you think about will determine the destination. And it is said that one who only thinks about God fully, and when I say only think about God, it's not just a picture of God, seeing God. The universe speaks in terms of frequencies. And emotion is an energy in motion. Therefore, you have to think not just from your mind, but from your heart. And to think from your heart means to feel. When you feel God, you feel bliss, you feel love, you feel gratitude, elevated emotion, and in the same time you picture God. For me, I picture God in the form of Krishna, because obviously to me, there is no greater incarnation of God than Krishna. It is the most perfect and complete one that we have ever seen. Maybe you can focus on other one, it's okay. Any one will be better than nothing in the end, whether you focus on Jesus, on Rama, on Shiva. But to me, it's obvious. Krishna is really the most powerful, the most perfect, the most complete. And I'm not saying it just by choosing, I'm saying it based on all my researchers, all the book I've been reading, this and that. This is how it became obvious to me. But the thing is, if you want to only use this kind of cheat code, if you don't have any self-mastery over your mind, then it's almost certain that the moment when you will quit your body, you won't be able to focus properly. Because can you just imagine how challenging it is? How it can be scary for most people? How you can have so many thoughts, how there is the movie of your entire life that come to you. In order to not get lost into the movie of your life and to only think about the movie of your life, which will bring you to a reincarnation of the same kinds of lessons, you need great self-mastery. And this is why, without the proper Kriya Yoga, without the proper Bhakti Yoga, you probably will fail. So how do you feel about what I just shared? Do you accept that you choose to come here? And how do you plan to transcend if you do wish to transcend? Let us know it in the comment. And always remember to never ever blame God. It was your choice to come here, and it is because you have what it takes to succeed, and I believe in your power to succeed. We want to transcend not because Earth sucks so much, but yes, there is a lot of beauty to Earth, but there is also a lot of suffering and a lot of limitation. And for those who have a taste of the beyond by astral projection, meditation, this and that, we know that there is something so much better, and this is why, a reason why we want to go to a higher density. So thank you for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe because every Friday a new video comes your way. I am Simon, and together we grow spiritually beyond pretending. Hare Krishna.